Assalamu alaikum. We're going to do lesson number 12, and this is the possessive phrase. So, in the last lesson, we talked about as-sifat al-mawsuf. So, when you have two nouns together, they can either be, what we covered in the previous lesson, lesson number 11, sifat wal mawsuf, or they can be mudaf mudaf ilaih, this which we are going to cover in this lesson. So, yeah, let me also write it down. So, when you have two nouns together, so this will be, sifat and mausuf, or this will be, mudaf, um, mudaf or mudaf ilay. This is kind of short form how we write it. So, yeah, and what this kind of phrase basically tells us is that it's talking about a possessive phrase. So there are two nouns attached, right? So it's a combination of two nouns, and the first noun is called the mudaf. So mudaf is always, you know possessed by the mudaf ilay, right? So sorry, the mudaf ilay is the one that possesses the mudaf. So the second noun is the one which possesses the first noun. So this is the whole concept of the lesson. And since we are talking about the case of possession, we have already seen one of the ways we can create possessive phrases. So if we are talking about possession, if we want to tell that something is possessed by something else, there are two ways to go about it. The first way is to have is to attach pronoun with the noun, right? So the simplest example would be, for example, if you're talking about, like rabbun plus ya, which is first person singular, will become rabbi. Okay, so rabbun, any rab, just lord, god, master, plus ya becomes rabbi, my lord. So this is a case of possession, not just any lord, it's my lord. So this is the simplest case when we can attach a pronoun with a noun. And the second way to talk about possession is mudaf ilay, which we are going to do in this lesson. So again, so it's formed by a combination of two nouns. The first noun is called the mudaf, and this mudaf will always be an indefinite noun, right? So it will always be indefinite. So it will never have an al before it. And the last letter of mudaf, the first noun, will never have a tanween, will never have fatha tanween, kasra tanween, or dhamma tanween. It will always have a single vowel, single i'rab. So this was related to the mudaf, the thing that is possessed, and the thing that possesses, the one that owns, is called the mudaf ilay, which is the following noun, the second noun. And it is generally a definite noun, but it doesn't have to be the case, right? There will be certain exceptions to this rule. So but it is generally a definite noun, so you're likely to see an al in mudaf ilay. and the last letter of mudaf ilaih, the second noun, the noun that possesses, will always have a kasra, will always have a kasra, and there are no exceptions to this rule, right? So this is a very common way to identify this. So when we are trying to okay, we'll do that inshallah. And this is, if you're talking about, so this is a combination, the first noun is owned by the second noun. So this is the whole concept of mudaf ilaih. And when we translate the first noun, and then we place of after it, right, and then translate the second noun. So some examples, so these are examples in which the second noun is definite. It's a definite noun. The mudaf ilaih is definite. So some examples are, for example, darus salami, dar as salami. So darus salami, so not just any house, it's a house of peace. So again, the first noun is indefinite, right? There is no tanween on the last letter, it's just a single dhamma. The second noun, the mudaf ilaih, in this case is definite. It is generally definite, it doesn't have to be, because you can see an al attached to salam. So assalam, and it always has a kasra at the end of the last letter. So the second noun owns the first noun, right? So it's the house of peace. Similar example will be Rasulullahi. Okay, so Rasulu, again, it's indefinite, it does not have any tanween, right? It's a single dhamma, but just a point. So there, it doesn't always have to be dhamma here. It can be a fatha, it can be a kasra, or it can be a dhamma as in this case, but it depends on the context. So it depends on the context in which the word is being used. So Rasulu is indefinite, and Allahi, this is definite. So again, it's kasra at the end of the last letter. So messenger of Allah, Rasul of Allah, Khalqullahi, right? So same thing, the creation of Allah, Kitabullahi. So kitab, it's indefinite, it can have anything here, and Allahi. So again, Yawmul Qiyamati. So which day? Day of judgment, right? So Yawmu, again, it's indefinite, it does not have any tanween here, just a single vowel, just a single i'rab. And the second noun is a definite noun, but it doesn't always have to be, but the last letter will always have a fatha, a kasra. Qiyamati, al qiyamati, min azabin nari. So where is the mudaf and where is the mudaf ilaih? The first noun is here, azabi, this is the mudaf, and an-nari is the mudaf ilaih. So again, you see this is, let's try to analyze the mudaf. It is indefinite, azab, right, not specific, and there is no tanween here, and it has a kasra. Why does it have a kasra? Because we have covered it in the last lesson, because it is preceded by a harf jar, min. So that's why there is a kasra here. So min azabin nari. So yeah, these are some of the examples in which the mudaf ilaih was definite. So the whole point here, if we want to tie this lesson and the previous lesson together, is that when you see two nouns together, two isms, So you the the second ism and the first ism, if both of them have the same properties, right? Same gender, same everything, same type, definite or indefinite, same properties, then it is a sifat wal mawsuf. If they have don't if they don't have the same properties and the second ism has a kasra, then it is most likely mudaf mudaf ilaih. That's going to be the case. So when you see two nouns together, if everything is same, sifat mawsuf. Try that funda. Try to interpret and translate it like that. If they do not have the same properties, but the second noun, the following noun, has a kasra, it is likely to be mudaf mudaf ilaih. So this is the whole point. So here we have some examples in which the second noun is indefinite, right? So let's take the first one. Qawlu rasulin, the word of a messenger. So the first noun, the mudaf, is indefinite. There is no tanween here, but the second noun, the mudaf ilaih, is also indefinite. It is not ar rasul, it is just rasulin, and it has a kasra, but kasra tanween at the end. So qawlu rasulin, qawl of rasul. Misqala zarratin, so weight of a particle. Misqalu zarratin. So again, first is indefinite and the mudaf ilaih is also indefinite, but it has a kasra. So yeah, these are simple examples. We can do them. Jaza'u sayyatin, so punishment of a sin. So jaza'u, first mudaf, sayyatin, punishment of a sin. Laumatu la'imin, right? So blame of a blamer. So it's again mudaf mudaf ilaih, the kasra at in the end. So again, so this point here is basically telling us that there is one more way of making a possessive case by using a pronoun, and for example, which we have already covered. So simplest example is kitabuhu, his book, but it doesn't always have to be like this, right? It doesn't always have to have a dhamma or something. There can be many different things there. It doesn't have to have a kasra at the end. So this is also a possessive phrase, and this is different from mudaf mudaf ilaih, because mudaf mudaf ilaih is two nouns together and the one at the end has that. So let's take some examples. So fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum. So where is the mudaf mudaf ilaih? Sabilillahi, right? So sabili is the mudaf and Allahi is the mudaf ilaih. So notice, why does sabili have a kasra at the end? Because it is preceded by a harf, right? So there's a harf there. Bi amwalikum. So amwalikum is also a possessive phrase. Fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum, in the path of Allah with your wealth. With your wealth. So your wealth. It's not just any wealth. You possess that wealth. Amwalikum. So this is also a possessive phrase, but formed by attaching a pronoun kum with a noun. So yeah. So let's take the second example. Ulaika ashabul jahimi. So where is the mudaf mudaf ilay? This is the mudaf. This is the mudaf ilay. So ashabul jahimi. Ashabu, it's indefinite. It must be indefinite. Mudaf must always be indefinite. It is indefinite, and the mudaf ilay is al jahimi. So it's definite. It's likely to be definite, but it has a kasra at the end, which is as expected. Let's take the third noun. So yeah. So one more thing in the second example that we can see is that ashab is actually plural, right? And al jahimi is singular, because mudaf ilay, the two nouns do not have to have the same properties. They can have different properties. So this is one of the indications that you can see to actually know that they're different. So if they're different, and in the last letter of the second noun has a kasra, it's likely to be mudaf ilay combination. So don't worry about the plurals and all. Inshallah, after this lesson we'll be covering plurals, so you'll understand plurals and how to identify the different kinds of plurals very easily, inshallah. So that's not a problem, but know that ashabu is plural right now. Let's take the other example. Wazkuru ni'matallahi alaykum. So where is the mudaf ilay? Here, ni'matallahi. So ni'ma of Allah, bounties of Allah. So remember the bounties of Allah alaykum, upon you. So again, mudaf ilay. Now if you see here, ni'matallahi, the last letter of the mudaf has a fatha. Why? Because it depends on the context. Here this is being used as a subject, as an object. And if you remember, this basically means that the noun is being used as a subject, and fatha basically means that the noun is being used as an object. And a kasra, there is either a harf jar, or it's a mudaf ilay combination. So here nemat is being used as an object, so it has a fatha at the top. So let's take the fourth example. Ma unzila ilayka mir rabbika. So where is the mudaf ilay in this sentence? Ma unzila ilayka mir rabbika. So So in this, the possessive phrase is here, Rabbika. There is no mudaf ilay here, but this is also a possessive phrase. Your Lord, not just any Lord. So, and whatever is ma unzila ilayka, and whatever is revealed to you, mir Rabbika, from your Lord. وَذَلِكَ جَزَاءُ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. So in this example, where is the mudaf ilay? Where is the possessive phrase? Basically, jazaa'ul muhsinin. So this is actually mudaf ilay. So let's understand the mudaf. Jazaa'u. Okay, it's indefinite. It must be indefinite, and it does not have a tanween at the end of last letter. There is no tanween here. Okay, but let's take the mudaf ilay, al muhsinina. So technically there is supposed to be a kasra, right? But if you see here, there is no kasra at the end of the last letter. The last letter has a fatha, right, as can be seen here. But you know, um, this is in kasra state. This is, so even if there is no there is no kasra there, but the word is in kasra state. Why is this? Because it's actually a case of plurals. Plural. What happens in plurals? In plurals, we have a different way of showing. In Jama Salim, the plurals that are Jama Salim, the one kind of plurals, we have a different way of showing the state. There's a different way of showing state, right? For Jama Salim, for unbroken plurals, and al muhsinina is in fatha state. So eventually jazaa'ul muhsinin is mudaf ilay, right? And inshallah in the next lesson we'll be covering these unbroken plurals very soon. So just don't get confused here by just not seeing a fatha there, but just keep it in mind. Inshallah we'll be covering this in the following lessons. So let's take the final example. وَيَصُدُّكُمْ عَنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَعَنِ الصَّلَاةِ. So, and if he stops you from an zikrillahi, from the remembrance of Allah, wa anis salati, and from the salah. So where is the mudaf ilay combination? It's here, zikrillahi. Why does the mudaf, the first one, have a fatha, has a kasra? Because there is a harf here, right? An zikrillahi wa anis salati. So this is the mudaf, and Allahi is the mudaf ilay. So here you have a very easily seen kasra at the end of the last letter. So inshallah with this our lesson gets over here, and we'll be following this with more lessons. And this was mudaf ilay, possessive phrase. This is very commonly used in the Quran, so this is important. Jazakallah khairan.